Where should we start? What will we see? We would see something like, we have no clue. I'm not sure what to do here. You may have stumped Colin. There are protests, there are ice cream vendors, and there are dogs, and they're all competing. Quain, I'm looking to you for help on this one. YouTube, I'm getting destroyed here. So what could be more fun than to watch? Let's get back to the side webcam. So I was going to say we don't have any other instances where the initial syllable just drops out. But what's this? We have proto-epteo going to pte. It's right there. Okay. Although this is unstressed. Epteo. This pagne is stressed. So why is that gone? I don't know. This is painful. This is bad. We're gonna find out what it is soon enough. But let's just. Yes. Jack. Ren. Yes. Okay. This is good. That's the key. It becomes vowel initial. It becomes vowel initial, and then we lose it. Just like we lose ukapnash, just like we lose abhlur, just like we lose, this is probably like eshkur. It looks like vowel initial words just lose their initial vowel. Okay, we can do this, So, p to f, and then right, then we just straight up lose this. This is what it's all about. Seriously. Okay, then we get rid of this. This is unnecessary. We then lose our vowels not when they're super far from the stress, but just simply word initially. And then we get rid of this horrible vowel, this horrible thing. We already have the rule that changes g to j before a vowel. And I think it's probably just before a front vowel. Let's see. 14 and 16 are the words that relevant for that. Pagne un jaw. Maybe it's just before a vowel, because that doesn't look very front to me. It's like the least front thing in the world. Yeah, okay, so maybe it just becomes j before a vowel. I mean, things can affricate before back vowels. Okay, so then I think this works. And we save our beautiful p protoform, which we wanted to keep. Okay, and now we have something like a... Oh no, now we have to figure out what's happening in FGH. So what is happening in FGH with... we have no clue because all of those forms are lost. So who knows what happens to them? Anything could have happened. We don't know. So we don't have any evidence from FGH either way. So we might as well... This could be part of proto-DE. The loss of, or the turning of p to f, or it could just be, I don't know exactly, or it could be part of, frankly, it could be something very, very early on. I don't know. Question from Sawton, how many sleepless nights? I think 3. 3 sleepless nights. But one of those, to be fair, I was on a plane and there was a lot of turbulence and I couldn't sleep for independent reasons. But I'm satisfied. That's really good. Okay, so that solves a little mystery. We have the BP switcheroo. I don't know how we'd write that in fancy notation, but there you have it. And okay, we've solved some mysteries. Let's organize this a bit. Just get everything slightly more organized looking. It's my curse, I have to do this. Okay, so what's next? What next do we have to look at? Oh, I want to talk about tone. So now that we've reconstructed a bunch of the language, I think we can go back and revisit FGH and look at the tone situation. So I've made some reconstructions of intermediate stages. Sorry, let's get our reconstruction fixed over to the left. So we have, I've done the vowels for the first 10. The vowels are actually a bit simpler than the consonants. So let's just take them as given for now while we're looking at the tone, because unless there is some interaction between vowel quality and tone, which there may be, but I don't think there is in this, then we can bring that in. But for now, we can just leave the vowel quality as our first for our first attempt. So for proto D, E, F, G, H, I'm positing this intermediate stage because why? Because we have the same very striking change where we have these clusters of stops and nasals metathesizing in all of them, and then the nasals assimilating to the place of the newly following stop. So that's what's represented by these rules up here, and this I consider to be kind of a shared innovation of these 5 branches. And so if we look at some examples, what will we see? We would see something like we have these ukatnash or ukatnash, ukatnaj, going to kamba, kimpush, okamba, etc. I'm not going to try and pronounce all of them. And this happens only in these 5, and it happens every single time. So we have something like thakne going to thanke, ja. And so we see this nasal metathesis, nasal stop metathesis happening all over the place. To me, that's a shared innovation, and so we can be confident in reconstructing a proto D, E, F, G, H with that change having happened, and perhaps also with the p becoming f, but maybe not. We don't have direct evidence for that because we don't have any of those in FGH. So as a result, we can. There may be some vowel changes. I'm not totally sure, but right now it looks like we have something like ukampash for the proto D, F, G, H here. It looks like we have basically the same thing, epteu. It looks like we have something like maybe uplos here. So I'm mainly not going to have the vowels change between these. And the reason for doing this is merely to get us into a position where we can start to reconstruct proto-FGH from something that's a little closer. Okay, and for the last one, we can just do. Okay. So now we have to make some decisions about tone. Let's look at the correspondences for tone, which I have finished. So there are 17 unique combinations of tones in FGH, including toneless vowels. I'm not sure if they're what no tone marking indicates, but I've taken it to mean toneless or mid-tone or something. I'm not sure. I've marked it with this 0 symbol over here on the right. You can sort of see there. So we have 17. How many actual instances of vowels do we have in these? We have 30. So out of 30 vowels in the words shared by FGH, we have 17 distinct combinations of tones. So, yeah. And we can try and figure out what exactly is going on here together, because I need your help. I need your help. Please help me. So where should we start? Quain, I'm looking to you for help on this one. Shall we... I'm not sure if it makes sense to go over the sort of basics of tonogenesis here. If I open this, will it open up? Okay, there we go. But basically, in a nutshell, see if I can get this right from memory. Chat, correct me if I'm wrong. But we're looking at something like voiced consonants producing low tone, aspirated consonants producing high tone, glottal stops producing high tone, and fricatives producing low tone, I think. Is that the basics of tonogenesis from memory? So yeah, let's start with the H's and see if it corresponds with anything. So these are H's in branch F. Some of these are word initial. So in 9, we have this. Well, what's one where we have H's in all of them? We have high tones in word 3. So that's proto-epteu. And we have that showing up always as high tone, the second vowel, which comes from this eu diphthong, I think, in the proto-language. And it always shows up as high tone and long. So here we have something that we've reconstructed as a voiceless stop, having high tone, and then there's nothing to interfere with it on the other side. So maybe that's what's going on here. And similarly, we have yeah, there's some stuff going on today here. I don't know if you can hear that outside. Anyway, let's see. So branch F is pretty good. If it's surrounded by a voiceless stop, but not a fricative, it's high. Let's look at word 19. So here we have something like eshkur. And we have word initial with a fricative afterwards. So then we go high, low. So voiceless So it looks like our fricatives and sonorants are in branch F are giving us low. So we have yeah, we have ra, sh, or hla, ra, sh, sa, all giving us low tone. And then we have before either ta, ya, word onset, dogs, stops. So there are protests, there are ice cream vendors, and there are dogs, and they're all competing. So just focus on the tone. Just gotta keep our eyes on the prize here. Let's say, okay, so let's write down some of these generalizations. So it seems that in F we have okay, how am I going to write this? If we have a fricative on the right, so we have low tone. I don't have autosegmental rules here, so we'll just call it, we'll just write it like that. So our vowel requires low tone before a fricative or R. And before, and then vowel gets a high tone after a voice, after word boundary or yeah, or voiceless stop. This is the ugliest rule I've ever written. So this looks like kind of like an elsewhere case to me, but let's continue. So that would explain all of these. And then if we have a sonorant to the left, it looks like we have, so we have, okay, this is interesting. So we have N throwing off low tone, L throwing off low tone. I don't know if we'll be able to consider these independently, the left side and the right side. Any thoughts, chat? Voiceless and then a fricative. So maybe let's just... Okay. All right. I think I'm going to need to stretch. I'll put in a cut soon. I'm going to stretch. I'm going to walk around. I'm going to splash some water on my face. And we're going to regroup and we're going to conquer this tone. And then we're going to see the answers. Okay, so it seems that we have low tone after L, N, lateral fricative, R, oh boy, oh boy. Yeah, it looks like N, so maybe Just on either side of N, we get low tone. I don't know exactly how to formulate these rules in this kind of abbreviated, in this kind of format without having the cool like autosegmental association lines and things. People ask, why don't more conlangers work with tone? And tone adds a level of, well, it adds a new dimension. Adds a new dimension that you have to think about. And I think not a lot of people have been exposed to analysis of tonal languages, and probably also haven't been exposed to many tonal languages. Regardless, yeah, I'm having a hard time coming up with the generalizations here. So we have 4 tones in F. We have H, HL, L, and nothing. I'm not sure what to do here. You may have stumped Colin. You may have stumped Colin. I'm going to put in a cut because we are going to, I'm going to splash some water on my face, and I think we just need to give up. We need to declare tonal bankruptcy, and I think we need to see the answers. So I'm going to put us on, well, I'm going to say goodbye to YouTube. YouTube, thank you for bearing with us. I know you don't like to see people fail, but we have to make room for the second Historical Linguistics Challenge, which is coming up in not too long. So we've got to do that. So we're going to see the answers today. So if you're on YouTube, you're not going to see them today unless next one's already up by the time you watch this. But stick around because you will not want to miss the thrilling conclusion. All right, so we will see you then.